Hello everyone, welcome back to today's video. And today's video is very interesting. So have you ever noticed that some women seem to move through life differently? Opportunities appear for them, people help them, and doors open. And it almost feels like they always get what they want. But here is the interesting part. It's not manipulation, it's not luck, and it's definitely not magic. Behind that ability is a powerful set of psychological patterns, patterns that shape how people respond to them, and how they make decisions, and how they influence the world around them. You might have seen if you are saying something to someone, they might not pay attention to what you are saying, even though you are highly competent and you have all the potential, but they won't listen to you the way they listen to them, the way they feel, even though this lady has is not that competent, has not that much knowledge, but people, yes, they believe that this is the one who, like, we can listen to, and she can do like whatever she wants to, and otherwise, you are more capable than her, but people, they more attention to her, and she can gain whatever she wants. Okay, so in psychology, we often see that people who consistently get what they want are not necessarily the smartest, richest, or most beautiful. They simply understand human behavior better. They know how emotions work, they understand boundaries, and they understand timing. And most importantly, they understand themselves. And today we are going to explore the psychology behind women who seem to consistently get what they want, not from superficial perspective, not from a deep psychological one. Because when you understand these patterns, you begin to see something fascinating. And these women are not controlling the world around them, they are controlling the way they respond to it. And that changes everything. And that even if you are very loyal, you are very sincere, you can't reach the point because you are very loyal, you are very sincere, and people can easily take advantage of you. And these ladies, they can play with people's mind, and they smartly play, and that is why they get what they want. Okay, so now let's start. So they have a strong internal identity. One of the most powerful traits of women who consistently get what they want is something that we as psychologists call a strong internal identity. Many people move through life asking an unconscious question: what do people want from me? But women with a strong internal identity ask a completely different question: what do I want from my life? This difference changes everything. When someone lacks a clear identity, they become highly reactive to the expectations of others. They adjust themselves constantly, they seek approval, they hesitate before expressing their needs. But women who know they don't spend their lives negotiating their existence. They simply live from it. This creates a powerful psychological signal. Confidence, not loud confidence, not arrogant confidence, but grounded confidence. And humans are neurologically wired to respond to that. When someone knows who they are, others feel it. They trust them more, they respect them more, and strangely enough, they often become more willing to support them because certainty attracts cooperation. Okay? And they are emotionally self regulated. Another trait you will notice in women who consistently achieve what they want is emotional self regulation. Many people assume influence comes from being persuasive, but psychologically, influence comes from emotional stability. If one is not emotionally stable, They might consider people like, I should be very cooperative. I should, I don't know what's happening in someone's life, so I should help them. I should be very, very kind to them and all of these things. But by the end, they hurt you because you were so kind to them. Okay, but these people, they are like, okay, these are my terms and conditions. If you agree, that is fine. If you don't, then you can let go. And people, they respond like, okay, if I won't do this, I don't know what she would do. And even though they don't have any power or authority, but still they rule. So when someone becomes easily upset, anxious, or reactive, it changes the dynamic of the interaction. People begin managing that person's emotions instead of focusing on the situation. But emotionally regulated individuals create psychological safety. They don't panic, they don't overreact, they don't collapse under pressure. And this gives them a huge advantage because calm people think better and they make clearer decisions. They often control the pace of interactions. In negotiations, relationships, and even everyday conversations, the calmest person in the room often has the most power. You should stay calm, okay? But not be very clever. That you can take advantage of another person. Times I have seen a lot of people taking advantage of other people, taking advantage of their kindness and their empathy. uh yes, they become highly successful, but don't be like them. Okay, because they can get what they want, but it is very momentary. And time is very precious. Time is, it has the power. Even it is beneficial for you today, it might be beneficial for the other person tomorrow. If you have money today, tomorrow you might not have it. If you have good health, tomorrow you might not have it. Okay, so they understand the power of boundaries. One of the biggest psychological differences between the women who struggle to get what they want and women who don't is boundaries. Many people think boundaries push people away, but psychologically, the opposite is true. Clear boundaries create respect. If you want to create boundaries, anyone can invade them. Anyone can disrespect you. Okay, so clear boundaries create respect. Women who consistently get what they want are very clear about three things: what they accept, what they tolerate, and what they refuse. We have those people as well, those who under pressure they can agree, and we have those people who don't agree under pressure, so they are successful. They don't over explain their limits, they don't apologize for their standards, they don't negotiate their self-respect, and this sends a strong psychological message, and this is the level of treatment required to be in my life. So, and people adjust accordingly because humans naturally adapt to the expectations that are clearly communicated. So, they understand human motivation. Here is something fascinating about human psychology. People rarely do things for the reasons they say. They do them for the reasons they feel. Women who consistently get what they want often understand this instinctively. Instead of trying to force outcomes, they understand motivation. They ask questions like, what does this person actually want? What fear might be influencing them? What would make this feel like their idea? When you understand motivation, you don't need to push. You guide. This makes interactions smoother, and people are far more likely to cooperate when they feel understood. So, they don't chase validation. One of the most powerful psychological traits of these women is something subtle but extremely impactful. They don't chase validation. Many people unconsciously try to earn approval from others. They want to be liked, accepted, and chosen. And when someone constantly seeks validation, they unknowingly give way their psychological leverage, because their behavior becomes dependent on external reactions. Women who consistently get what they want have already validated themselves internally. They don't need constant reassurance, and ironically, this makes them more attractive socially because people are drawn to individuals who seem complete within themselves. And those people who are not being very kind, caring, and you are like, um they have some sort of attitude. People would feel like, oh, this is a person who is like, who is very hard to impress, and this sort of person. So people would try to impress you, but even if you are being very kind and if you would say yes to everyone, so you will lose your self-respect. This is what happens. So now they use strategic patience. Another overlooked trait is patience, but not passive patience, strategic patience. Okay, many people sabotage their own goals because they want immediate results, and they push too hard, they demand too quickly, they react impulsively. But psychologically skilled individuals understand timing. They know when to speak, when to pause, when to let silence do the work, and this creates psychological space. And often, the space leads others to move toward them because pressure often creates resistance, but patience creates curiosity, and they protect their energy. Women who consistently get what they want are extremely selective with their energy. They don't invest themselves in every conflict. They don't respond to every criticism. They don't chase every opportunity. Instead, they choose carefully. And psychologically, this creates a sense of value because attention is a resource. And when someone uses their attention intentionally, it signals self respect. And people begin to notice, and the interactions they do choose to engage in become more meaningful and impactful. And they are compatible with rejection. Here's a truth many people struggle with. You cannot consistently get what you want if you are afraid of rejection. Women who succeed in relationships, careers, and personal goals understand this deeply. They ask for what they want, they express their needs, they take opportunity. And sometimes they hear the word no, but they don't interpret rejection as personal failure. They interpret it as information. This mindset makes them incredibly resilient because rejection doesn't stop them, it simply redirects them. They create emotional impact. And finally, women who consistently achieve what they want understand emotional impact. Humans make decisions emotionally first and logically second. These women know how to communicate in ways that resonate emotionally. They tell stories, they express vulnerability, they create connection, and this doesn't mean manipulation, it means emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is one of the strongest predictor of influence and success in social interactions. Now, so if you look at the psychology of women who always seem to get what they want, or we discover something surprising. It's not about manipulation, it's not about control, it's not about power over others, it's about mastery of self, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, clear boundaries. Boundaries are very, very important, as I have said earlier. If you have set boundaries, you can be successful in your relationships, at your workplace, in your personal life, everywhere. Because if you haven't set clear boundaries, anyone can invade it, anyone can be disrespectful towards you, and they can cause hurt. Um, they can hurt your feelings, they can hurt yourself anywhere. But if you have set clear boundaries, people would respect you, and patience and confidence and the courage to ask for the life they truly want. Because the truth is, the world doesn't always give us what we deserve, but it often responds to what we consistently communicate. Okay, in communication is the key to achieve anything. Communication is very important. If you is having communication gap, you won't be able to achieve anything, whether it's a relationships, whether it's anything. But you always have good communication skills. and the women who seem to get what they want have simply learned how to communicate their value clearly, calmly, and confidently. And that changes everything. You should know the value of yourself, and people should value you. So if you guys like the today's video, please like it, comment me below, and if you guys haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe my channel, so you guys can get the latest updates. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.